After 8 months since the Supreme Court's landmark ruling on Japanese firm's wartime forced labor, the victims in one of the cases are now calling on the courts to begin selling off the assets of the involved firm. Our Lee Ji-won has the story.
5 victims and families of victims who were forced to work for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries during Japan's colonial rule over South Korea requested a local court on Tuesday to sell off the firm's South Korea-based assets to compensate them. The court has already frozen $680,000 worth of Mitsubishi Heavy Industries' local patent rights and assets. The victim's lawyer said at the press briefing that the decision comes as the firm has not been carrying out the Supreme Court's orders for the past 8 months, and that the firm has been ignoring their polite request for meetings.
It's the general and humanitarian understanding that the human rights of the victims be restored. But Japan, which is a judicially independent country, intervenes in the rulings and goes a step further to stop Mitsubishi from carrying out the order. It also regretfully is taking economic retaliation against South Korea. As the victims are very elderly, we cannot wait much longer, and we strongly urge Japan to apologize and compensate the victims.
Now, this comes as Mitsubishi Heavy Industries has not followed the Supreme Court's ruling last November, ordering it to give 5 people compensation of between $85,000 and $129,000 each. Japan insists the issue was resolved when Seoul and Tokyo established diplomatic ties in 1965, when they provided South Korea with funds to normalize ties. Japan once again reiterated its stance on Tuesday.
The movement of cashing assets of Japanese companies is very concerning. There's no change in the government's position to strongly urge the Korean side to take measures to correct this illegal condition.
This is the second such case after a South Korean court started the process of selling off the assets of Nippon Steel and Sumitomo Metal Corporation to compensate the victims of that firm's forced labor earlier this month by asking the firm to submit their final opinion within 60 days. The lawyers of Mitsubishi's victims say the process of selling off the assets could take as long as 6 months, considering all these steps and the actual selling of the assets. Lee Ji-won, Arirang News.